Right now at 8, we are learning more about a triple homicide in Reedley. Louis Vale is there.
At this point, we do not have any suspects identified, nor do we have identified any persons of interest at this time.
And the investigation continues after 3 bodies were found at this home, and with 1 still missing. The latest tonight at 8.
An airplane door flies off mid-air during Alaska Airlines flight. I'm Shayla Gaitan with those details tonight.
The Fresno County Department of Behavioral Health celebrated the opening of Fresno County's first bridge housing program. I'm Emma Ott with those details next at 8.
The American Red Cross Central California region is facing a blood shortage. I'm Valentina Saldaña with that story coming up.
Also tonight,
That's all right.
President Biden's campaign speech is interrupted by these protesters. Your news in prime time is next.
New, local, unique. MyTV53 News at 8 starts right now.
And a pleasant good evening. Welcome to the San Joaquin Valley's only 8 p.m. news. I'm Austin Reed. Welcome to Monday. It's January the 8th of 2024. Over the weekend in Reedley, police were dispatched to a home invasion where 3 people were killed. But the case has lots of twists and turns, and late this afternoon, the police department briefed the media with new details. MyTV53 News was at the press conference, and reporter Louis Vale brings us the latest in tonight's top story from Reedley.
Well, Austin, the house that you see behind me is where the crime took place at, and 3 bodies were found, and they're still looking for 1 individual who is missing and is at risk.
During that investigation and search of the residence, they did locate 2 people that were deceased.
It's day 3 into the investigation in the city of Reedley, as Reedley police officers responded to the area of the 100,000 block of Church Avenue for a report of a break-in on Saturday morning. When officers arrived, they discovered 2 bodies had been found by the backyard of a home. On day 2, on Sunday afternoon, they later discovered by investigators that a 3rd body was found and a missing person.
As we were processing the scene for any evidence, we located a 3rd body that was there on the property. The 4th person who has not been contacted or has been found yet is a Matthew Bonds.
That missing person, a 43-year-old Matthew Bonds, is at risk and has health issues. Investigators also discovered a safe was open that may have guns inside or gone. The Reedley Police Department identified 2 out of the 3 victims, who were later identified as 81-year-old Billy Bonds and 44-year-old Guadalupe Bonds, and the 3rd victim has not been identified.
We will work tirelessly day in and day out until we find the person responsible or persons responsible for this heinous crime.
And Reedley PD asked if you have any information or leads, you're asked to call Reedley PD. Reporting for MyTV53 News at 8, I'm Louis Vale.
All right, Louis, thank you for that. In the meantime, the family has set up a GoFundMe page to help with funeral expenses. You can learn more about that by going to the MyTV53 Facebook page, where we shared that page. A man was shot in Orosi over the weekend just after 10:30 p.m. on Saturday. TCSO deputies were called here to a report of shots fired in the area of Avenue 416 and Road 128 in Orosi. When they arrived, deputies learned that a man had been shot and then drove himself from the scene to the area of Road 130 and Avenue 417, and that's where he called for help. No word yet on how that victim is doing, but we'll keep you posted. We are going to head to Parlier, where all new from Parlier Police, they want the community to be aware of a suspicious person loitering at Earl Ruth Park and Heritage Park. Take a look at your screen now. This individual in the photo allegedly tried to persuade 2 small girls to leave with him. The incident occurred on Friday at about 12:45 p.m. The 7 and 12-year-old girls were helped by city workers before police arrived and started their investigation. If you know anything about this suspect, call Parlier Police. Well, this just in from the American Red Cross of Central California. An emergency blood shortage is topping the headlines tonight. Reporter Valentina Saldana spoke with officials at the Red Cross in Fresno today, and she files this report.
With the lowest numbers in the first time in 20 years, the American Red Cross Central California region is facing an emergency shortage.
Today, the American Red Cross announced a national blood shortage. The Red Cross collects about 40% of the nation's blood supply, and we have seen an increase of demand of blood from our hospitals to help support patients, as well as a decrease in blood donor turnout. So with that, we are at a critical need for blood and are calling on the American public to roll up their sleeve to donate blood wherever they can.
The nonprofit serves over 4.4 million residents in Central California through the help of volunteers and donations. There are over 11 counties in the American Red Cross Central California region, which include Fresno, Kings, Kern, and Madera counties. In 2023, the Central California region was honored as a Nonprofit of the Year by State Senator Melissa Hurtado.
When you donate blood, your blood donation helps people who are needing cancer treatment. It's mothers who are giving birth. It's people who have been in tragic accidents and need blood to be able to recover. And it's the blood on the shelves that helps those patients in need. So in the days and weeks ahead, we need folks to come out and donate. I know sometimes it can be something additional to fit in your schedule, or you might be afraid to donate. Maybe you had a not so great experience in the past, but it takes about an hour of your time.
January is known as a National Blood Donor Month, and if you donate to the Central California region during January, you will be entered to win a Las Vegas getaway for Super Bowl 58. Reporting for MyTV53 News at 8, I'm Valentina Saldana.
Valentina, thank you. Turning to our weather now, a freeze warning remains in effect for the San Joaquin Valley until 8 a.m. Tuesday morning. A freeze warning means that sub-freezing temperatures are imminent or highly probable. Sub-freezing temperatures are expected for a period of 4 to 6 hours between 2 a.m. and 8 a.m., so overnight and early Tuesday morning. The National Weather Service in Hanford says bring pets indoors and cover sensitive exposed vegetation. We'll have your full forecast coming up later. At 7 a.m. tomorrow, Tuesday, January 9th, there will be a media event and protest organized by the Fresno Homeless Union at the Ted C. Wills Community Center to demand that the city open warming centers all winter and at higher temperatures. Currently, the city will only open warming centers when temps drop to about 34 degrees Fahrenheit. Unhoused residents and homeless advocates are demanding that the city keep 3 warming centers open through the winter months and to add a center in North Fresno. This comes as on Friday, the Fresno County Department of Behavioral Health and its partner RH Community Builders celebrated the opening of Fresno County's first bridge housing program. MyTV53's Emma Ott joins us from the News Center with more.
This program is one of the 2 being developed in Fresno County through a successful grant application for $21 million to develop and operate bridge housing. Sierra Sunrise will provide bridge or transportational housing for 60 persons at a time. While just recently opened, it currently has over 50 individuals there working on securing housing. The next bridge housing is slated to be ready in the spring of 2024 and will support 120 more persons to transition from being unhoused to more long-term and permanent housing services. Soon, bridge housing will support 160 people in Fresno with finding housing while getting them shelter. The bridge housing is different from the 400-plus units that have been developed in the past 7 years, with another 450 to be added by the end of 2025. Reporting for MyTV53 News at 8, I'm Emma Ott.
Okay, Emma, President Joe Biden was getting rolling in a campaign speech at Mother Emanuel AME, a black church, where 9 people were killed by a white supremacist shooter in 2015. This after a group of protesters interrupted his remarks. Take a look.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
According to NPR, it was the latest and loudest criticism of Biden's support for Israel since the October 7th Hamas attacks from both young voters and people of color. All right, finally, in your first few minutes of nonstop news at 8, the investigation continues tonight after this happened during an Alaska Airlines flight, which lifted off from Portland, Oregon late Friday night.
When I looked up, the sun, like his shirt is off, it flew off, and his skin is very red. I'm assuming it was irritated from like the wind or the cold since we are up in the air.
This whole situation is now causing many localized flight cancellations. Shayla Gaitan is in the newsroom with the latest.
Well, Austin, this incident is even causing problems in Fresno, as an arriving flight and departing flight to Seattle from Alaskan Airlines were canceled today. Bakersfield Airport had no problems. Carrying 174 passengers, Flight 1282 departed Portland, Oregon and headed to Ontario, California this past Friday night. Just 7 minutes after takeoff, a cabin door flew off mid-air, leaving a big hole and forcing an emergency landing in Portland, Oregon. Both seats next to the incident remain unoccupied and show damage to only the seats. The incident took place at 16,000 feet, causing the cabin to lose its pressure and emergency mast to drop down. Just 1 day later, the door plug was found in the backyard of a Portland, Oregon resident, and 2 cell phones were also found and returned. The FAA has ordered a new directive affecting 171 planes to receive inspections and approval.
I imagine this was a pretty terrifying event. We don't often talk about psychological injury, but I'm sure that occurred here. So on behalf of the National Transportation Safety Board, I would like to extend our deepest sympathies to those.
Alaskan Airlines has canceled roughly 140 flights today, with inspections and investigations starting as early as this morning. I'm Shayla Gaitan with MyTV53 News at 8.
And something else to note, the 2 people that were set to fly that very flight, they missed it. You can't make that stuff up. Shayla, thank you. Hey, that does it for your first few minutes of nonstop news at 8, but don't go anywhere. We are just getting started. Still ahead.
Playland here in Fresno is officially closing its doors on the 14th of this month. I'm Mike Esparza, and I'll have the full coverage coming up.
Also, a massive explosion in downtown Fort Worth, Texas, causing panic and alarm earlier today. Gavin Martin will explain. Plus, the Kern County Board of Supervisors selecting 4th District Supervisor to serve as this year's chairman of the Kern County Board. Plus, get ready for extreme cold. We'll have your updated forecast still ahead. New, local, unique. This is MyTV53 News at 8. We're back in a little over 2 minutes.
This is MyTV53 News. New, local, unique with Austin Reed. You're watching MyTV53 News at 8.
Welcome back on this 8th of January. Now to our big stories in Kern County for our viewers on KNXT. The Kern County Board of Supervisors unanimously elected 4th District Supervisor David Couch to serve as this year's chairman of the board for the 3rd time during his tenure. The chairman has represented District 4 since January of 2013 and has spent more than a decade advocating for the communities of Arvin, Bakersfield, Buttonwillow, Delano, Lamont, Lost Hills, McFarland, Shafter, and Wasco. Well, the city of Bakersfield has a reminder for residents tonight. Their free Christmas tree recycling program runs through this Thursday, January 11th, so you have just a few days left. Trees can be dropped off at the Bakersfield College parking lot off Haley and University and at the Kern County Fairgrounds parking lot off Bell Terrace and P Street from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Well, it's official. Fresno's Playland will close for good in about a week from right now. New tonight, MyTV53's Marcus Esparza is on the story.
With its gates that opened in 1955, a Fresno amusement park is officially saying goodbye. Opening in 1955, the same year Disney opened its doors, was one of Fresno's biggest years for a small amusement park. Generations of families have created memories at the local amusement park located at the southwest end of Roding Park.
When I was like, you know what, no one's stepping up, no one's not doing anything, no one seems to really care. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to use my network, my resources, and just do what I can do to raise awareness for it. So when I got in there, every weekend since November, I've been doing something. And then when I got to know the employees, that's when it started to hit me more so, because like the time and effort and money they put into that place and no one seems to really care. It was more devastating.
The park is open Friday through Sunday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. There will be a 2-day event taking place the last 2 days it's open, with vendors, cosplay photo ops, and of course rides and games.
So this weekend, what we're doing, I have like live music, I have cosplayers come out, do photos for the kids. I have the 360 booth, which is really fun for the kids. They get, go around and around with, Anna from Frozen or Power Rangers. I have a magician coming out, do some magic. I'll be playing some guitar, some Disney songs. So it's like a pop-up. I have like local vendors coming out. So it's kind of like one last hooray, like the community could get together one last time to give it a little send-off.
You have until January 14th to enjoy the last few days of a local staple with your family and friends. I'm Marcus Esparza of MyTV53 News at 8.
A staple coming to an end. All right, Marcus, thank you.
MyTV53 News continues with the Valley's local forecast.
Sugar, oh honey, honey, you are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you, honey, oh sugar, sugar, you are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you. I just can't believe the loveliness of loving you.
We are back now with developing news. An explosion in Fort Worth, Texas, right outside Dallas, left multiple people injured and large pieces of a building littering the road in the heart of the city's downtown. New at 8, Gavin Martin brings us up to date.
A developing story out of Fort Worth, Texas. An explosion at a building in the downtown area claims 21 injuries at a recently renovated hotel. The building explosion happened at the Sandman Hotel around 3:45 p.m. It blew out 2 floors of the high-rise hotel. According to the ATF, they've said 21 people were injured from the explosion, up from the 11 reported.
We've got 20 total. There were 19 that were treated here on scene and or transported to local hospitals.
Video shows damage to the building along with the facade of the building blown out, along with 2 to 3 floors being taken out also. 2 ladies who were witnesses and happened to be in a nearby bar said they heard rumbles and debris flying up. Another lady saw the blast while outside of the bar.
All right, Gavin, thank you for that. Closer to home, customized cars that ride low and slow have been part of Mexican-American culture since the 1940s. But here in California, cruising in these modified vehicles was mostly illegal until the new year. From Voice of America, here's Gina Dulot.
Southern Californian lowriders celebrated the start of 2024 and the repeal of laws that kept them off Whittier Boulevard, East Los Angeles' iconic cruising destination. Lorraine Quinones recalls being turned away in this 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air.
My husband and I were cruising in our Bel Air, and then we were refused access to the public street, Whittier Boulevard, which is our community. We wanted to cruise the public streets, and we were told no lowriders allowed by the sheriff's department.
So Quinones started a petition to repeal the local ordinance prohibiting cruising. Lowriding communities across the state joined in, and the state laws were changed. Attorney and lowrider Joe Ayala says laws targeting the predominantly Latino lowrider community came from racial stereotypes and had nothing to do with the cars.
There's no other state that has that. Limit on how low a car. There's no public safety reason. There's no mechanical reason that the city or county should care.
Jenny Adulo, VOA News, Los Angeles.
Okay, still ahead at 8, we're going to take a look back at the year of 2023 for Madera County. Stay tuned. Well, finally, tonight, 2023 has come to an end. But new tonight, Madera County put together the following video today, recapping the year as they now look forward to 2024. And it's hard to believe that we are now officially over 1 week into this new year. Hey, one final look at your forecast. A quick reminder, we have that freeze warning now in effect until tomorrow. The rest of the week, look at those highs, only in the low 50s. Possible chance of light rain midweek, but the overnight lows will be cool as well, especially even towards the end of this week. So we'll keep you posted on the developing forecast. And that's going to wrap it up for this Monday. I'm Austin Reed, hoping your news is good news. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Austin Reed, weeknights at 8 on MyTV53 News. New, local, unique.